In this episode of Health Wealth, we're exploring what you can do to maintain cleaner teeth throughout the day when you're eating out and you don't have access to a toothbrush. And we explore if there's a difference whether you brush your teeth in the morning before or after breakfast. You are watching Health Wealth. If you're new to this channel, welcome. If you're not, nice to have you back. So let's find out what's behind the hypothesis: gut sugar, gut tea, no brush, no problem. And let me be clear, when I mean tea, I mean a hot beverage, so you could substitute coffee as well if you're more into that. So let me break down this hypothesis piece by piece. What do I mean by gut sugar? Well, I mean any type of food for that matter. Doesn't have to be sugar, but every time we eat, of course, our teeth get dirty. And when we can't brush our teeth right away afterwards, what's the quickest way of getting your teeth, relatively speaking, clean again? And just like our plates, pots, and pans get dirty in the kitchen when we prepare and ultimately eat food, what's the easiest way to cleaning those? Well, you use plenty of water, and as you will know, hot water gets the job done much more easily in comparison to cold water. And this is where a hot beverage, of course one without sugar, really comes in very helpful. Because when you drink a hot beverage after a meal, you're not only giving your teeth a thorough cleansing, but the hot liquid also impacts the bacteria growing and multiplying in your mouth. So let's explore what's happening here. You do know when you get sick from bacterial or a viral infection, your body may develop a fever. And that fever is the body's natural defense in trying to combat the infection. Because many bacteria and viruses do not like elevated temperatures and in fact thrive less well when your body elevates its temperature. The same can apply when you drink a hot beverage. The bacteria that adapted to the normal temperature that you have in your mouth, where they happily grow and thrive and ultimately are responsible for tooth decay, do not thrive and like it very much when you in fact introduce a much hotter liquid than your own body temperature. So by drinking a hot beverage, you're cleansing your teeth and you are preventing bacteria from multiplying and thriving as well as they otherwise would. So by drinking a hot beverage, you're not only cleaning your teeth with the hot liquid, you're also removing ultimately the food source for bacteria that otherwise will thrive happily in your mouth, producing acids and thereby cause tooth decay. And this is how a hot beverage can at least temporarily replace your toothbrush. So let's now move on to the second question. Is there a difference whether you brush your teeth before or after breakfast in the morning? When we wake up in the morning, we generally have a lot of bacteria in our mouth, especially on the tongue, and if you didn't clean your teeth too well, probably also still on the teeth. Therefore, if you brush your teeth before breakfast, you eliminate that bacterial base load and go to your breakfast table with a clean, freshly minty mouth. On the other hand, if you go to breakfast and then decide to brush your teeth after breakfast, you're thinking maybe, well, I'm leaving the house with clean teeth after my meal. So, is there an advantage or a right way to brushing your teeth in the morning? In order to illustrate the pros and cons of brushing before or after breakfast, I am drawing on the analogy of automotive applications. I hope you find the analogies I'm drawing with the automotive world intuitive, although of course they are exaggerated in comparison to what's happening when you brush your teeth either before or after breakfast. So let's say you're brushing your teeth in the morning before you have breakfast. In this case, you eliminate the base bacterial load that built up during the night, and the toothpaste has left a film of fluoride behind, protecting your teeth from any acids that you may find in your breakfast food, such as, for instance, orange juice. And in this case, as you brushed your teeth before they were exposed to any acids because you brushed before breakfast, you're essentially giving your teeth a really nice fine polish, such as shown here. If, on the other hand, you're brushing your teeth after breakfast, you started out with a much higher bacterial load, which is really happy about all the foods that you eat at breakfast. Therefore, you have more bacteria producing acids. And in addition to any acidic foods, such as orange juice again, your teeth are exposed to a lot of acid before you finally get to brushing them. And then, when you do brush acid-damaged teeth, you are not in fact polishing like in the previous example, but in the analogy of the automotive example, it should sound a lot more like sanding. And for this reason, it is highly recommended that you brush before breakfast in order to protect your teeth, reduce the bacterial load before you expose your teeth to any foods, and ultimately this leads to much better, cleaner, and protected teeth in the long run. If you feel you learned anything useful, please consider subscribing to my channel for more content on health and wealth related topics.